use WAS to move. The one control that nobody really needs to be told, but I appreciate being told anyway because I'm a bit of a cretin. Right, giddy on, got a heck of a jump on me, haven't I? Right, I can sprint as well and press F or interact with the ATM. Oh, I can get some money. Doesn't work. Oh well, never mind. No wonder the statewide emergency has been in effect for weeks already. Isn't it funny? The whole reason we were all told to evacuate was the reactor becoming unstable. That it could explode and contaminate the entire containment at any time. And with all that energy, it can't even power an ATM. Okay, yes, so I do vaguely remember the page for this game. Why did I raise my hand back then? It's not as if I'm a patriot. I guess I just thought this needed to be done. Or that I had nothing left to lose. Indeed. Either way, I need to keep looking for the power plant schematics. There has to be another way into the reactor. I don't have long. No, I don't have long before I get quite annoyed at the fact that I can't get a word in edgewise, but never mind. So good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to something called the Volunteer, which has set itself up quite nicely in the sense that I don't need to do it for the game. There's been some sort of nuclear accident, I believe, and I need to presumably not be standing here at this hospital sign because I'm getting quite heavily irradiated. This must have come close to the industrial district. The hospital wasn't very far from the incident site. It made it all the more tragic. I shouldn't stare at this for too long. I'll be getting my fair share of radiation at my destination after all. Yeah, so probably I should stop French kissing the radioactive isotopes. Okay. So I seem to have some form of objective of finding some schematics so that we can presumably get inside the facility and shut down the reactor before it leaks its radiation everywhere. This is a sort of Chernobyl situation. Looks like part of the building ahead withstood the tremors. Maybe I can find something useful inside. Okay, that's a long shot. I mean, I might try, like, I don't know, asking the architect that built the building where the hell he left the blueprints. But, no, by all means, let's go wander around and look at this coffin. Tell me this isn't a coffin. It's slightly too short to be a coffin, but everything else tells me that that must be what it is. Right, never mind any of that. It's a little box. There's nothing in it though. Much IKEA furniture, but not an awful lot else. A very long cylindrical rug as well. Cylindrical? I meant rectangular. Never mind. It's also clearly not a wrist. Never mind. Let's not argue about geometric shapes. Let's just actually discover the schematics in someone's bedroom. I've been searching for months, and then I just find them in somebody's love nest. To think that I would find them in this regular apartment, I think the tenant must have left them here. They weren't left by the stalk, were they? They were probably really excited about the power plant being built. Okay, this is a little bizarre. So is this the apartment of one of the engineers or something? Head to the power plant. Alright. Can you let me through? Oh, that was... Oh, okay. We've got some futuristic teleportation where you just write the name of the place you want to go into the sky, and then you just kind of touch it. Hey, I'm not complaining. It would be a heck of a lot faster than the bus. Well, it's a good thing the lift got me this far. Now I just have to follow these tunnels to the core building. Which one is it? I should avoid falling into the cooling water below this level. Oh, you mean the horrible radioactive sludgy goopy stuff. Oh, okay. Do I have a jump? Yes, I do. Can I get across there? Yep, just about. Not sure this is going to achieve anything, but there might be something of interest. Oh goodness, this is all breaking behind me. I better hurry. Oh, blast. Oh well, we'll never find out what was up there. Oh well, never mind. I didn't realise all that stuff was breaking underneath me. Let's try going another way. Presumably that was a shortcut, and this is like a more stable way of getting through it. Just a slightly longer method. Okay, I wasn't expecting any platforming. I wasn't expecting quite such destructible physics as well. Kitty aunt, I know I've gained a bit of weight recently, but come on, there's no need to hammer the point home quite so unkindly. And now I've had a bath in the death. Okay, this might give me another opportunity to have a go at this. Okay, there's literally no way I can reach that next ledge. It's too high up. I can't jump that high. Seriously, that gap is too big to jump. I mean, look, those are the little jumps I've been doing to get up there. It's like I need a double jump or something, which I certainly haven't got. Unless I stick around the radiation long enough, maybe that will give me one. Unless I'm missing something. There's like another thing I can jump onto or grab hold of or something, or just fall off without even realizing that that's what I'm doing. Yeah, that sounds like a cool and fun idea. Let's not go this way. Giddy aunt. I know I'm bad at platforming, but come on. This takes the platforming biscuit. Okay, since when were the soles of my shoes made of ice? Okay, let's try this again, and this time not be quite such a question about it, he says, immediately dying. Again, this is surprisingly difficult. Okay, let's try this side. This side seems vaguely more stable. Okay, yes. Right. How is that going to help me? Jumping on that isn't going to get me any further. There's nowhere else I can go. This is very bizarre. Okay, so is it like that there's certain pathways you can go that don't lead anywhere? Like those other two pathways don't go anywhere because you can't make the jumps that you need in order to continue along your journey. But then there's like one corridor which takes you somewhere that you actually can go. Is that the idea? So that would make some sort of sense, I suppose. Let me try jumping onto that and then getting into the doorway. Okay, that's where I was trying to jump up before, wasn't it? What does being over here achieve? Nothing, it seems, because there's nothing up there. Oh no, this isn't the same place. This is a different place, I think. Okay, this is very bizarre. It would help if it wasn't quite a monochrome. It would help if it was it would make things a little easier to kind of track where I'm going. Structural integrity is becoming more and more unstable. I can see it! Oh, is that what that is? I don't guess I can, like... No, okay, I can taste the metal in my mouth. I'm close by. Okay, I was wondering if I stood on the back of that, whether I might, like, pivot up. But, no such luck. Okay, I'm gonna have to walk along this barrier here. But, oh, finally, something that isn't grey. At last. Okay, right. After that absolutely embarrassing display of inability to jump around, we have found our way to the reactor. There's someone screaming. Okay, is this the door? Fuel compression. Yes. I don't know why we need our fuel to be compressed, but I'm going to assume that we do. I'm not a scientist. I can hear my Geiger counter going crazy. But, presumably I want to go up there, not just through here. No, I do. Okay. This seemed a little bit too obviously ramp-like in order to not be something I'm meant to go up. Maybe there's like a little secret up here or something? A little something of interest? Can I go up this ladder? No? Okay, so this is a little bit of extra world that you can explore should you so desire if you thought you hadn't sucked up enough radiation yet. Okay, right. I can't interact with this computer. There must be somewhere I can shut this down or contain it or stand on top of this big red button. There's got to be something in here I can do in order to achieve my goal, whatever the hell that is. You sure it's not this? You sure you don't want to interact with this computer, my friend? Because it seems like quite a good idea to me. Big old place. Big old levels of confusion too. Oh, right, okay, I was just supposed to climb up and grab the singularity powering the Romulan warbird. Is that what I'm supposed to do? This is something no one who values their life should ever see with their own eyes. I feel like my face is being burned even through the gas mask. Somebody had to do this, and I just happened to be there when they asked. The core should be stable enough to shut down and be removed after I insert the inhibiting agent, although I don't think I'm making it out of here alive. Here we go. Oh! Oh well, at least I can, well, die happy that something better has come of the world. Goodness. That was extremely, monochrome. I feel like it might have potentially benefited from a little bit of additional colour, but other than that, that was actually quite nice. A little sort of blend of sort of exploring around, item searching, a little bit of platforming, a tiny bit more guidance, maybe, in that room about what you were supposed to do. I don't know about you, I'm not a nuclear physicist, but sticking your hand into the middle of a nuclear reactor that's leaking radiation, to me, doesn't come very naturally as the thing you're supposed to do in order to sort the problem out. But as a little, just as a little thing, that was actually quite nice. I rather enjoyed that. A little sort of, like the insight into the mind of a volunteer for a dangerous mission was done quite nicely. Wish we could have seen this little duck though, because the duck's adorable, and I feel like we needed to see more of the duck. Right mouse button to bring up Geiger counter. Yes, indeed. Objective: collect rock samples. Okay, I don't know why I need a gun in order to ensure this. I can't leave yet. Okay, so good evening, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to, well, just read the title, because you reading the title in your head is going to do a better job of me communicating while the name of this game is than me attempting to horribly mispronounce the name of this place. What happened here was a horrible mistake. Yes, it's the that incident. That is what it is, and I am not going to try and pronounce it and horribly offend everyone. Okay, that's the symbol of the Soviet Union, and that Ferris wheel reminds me of, I don't think there was a Ferris wheel in Chernobyl, but there were certainly similar things. There was like a little playground I remember seeing in Chernobyl once, which reminds me quite a lot of that. But yes, this is another game about sort of nuclear explosions and nuclear problems, and I'm guessing this one's going to pull a little bit more from Chernobyl than the last one due to the whole Russian influences. So can I use this to help myself figure out where it is? Use it as a sort of you like play hot and cold with this. Keep walking towards where it gets higher and higher, and then eventually, I'm going the wrong way now, so eventually this will lead me to the samples. Yeah, here we go. Oh, okay, cool. So we've got ourselves a nice little detector for where our next objective is. That could be vitally useful in a lot of games. It's almost impossible to figure out where it is you're supposed to be going. I don't know if there's combat, but I had to go and open my big fat mouth, didn't I? Hi, friend! Okay, wasn't expecting to meet Jabba the Hutt, but now we have, and that's that. Right. I don't know if anybody's ever done any research into what the like the animals living around the Chernobyl area are like now, all the years after the incident, after living with the radiation. I imagine it's not going to be Fallout levels of crazy creatures, you know, they've all mutated into bigger, stronger, more vicious versions of themselves. I imagine it was probably going to just be a more simple matter of they probably all just died. They probably all just become infertile and died of old age after developing quite serious cancers, I imagine. Would be the reality of living with radiation, but I don't know if anybody's ever done an investigation of that, but I imagine that would be quite interesting to study what kind of effects the radiation would have on the local ecology. I hope it wouldn't turn people into great big worms. But it might do. One never knows. Right. Dion, is that the same Ferris wheel as before, or is that a different one? No, I think that's the same one, because it's still got the logo on the side, isn't it? You are not going to go away until I shoot you, are you? I don't know how many bullets I've got, but I can only guess I've only got a few. Right, okay, how far away from the next one? Really quite far away indeed. 50 seems to be the minimum, it's like the baseline. Should we go this way? Try going this way. Gideon, come away! Just gonna have to learn, dude, that you are not going to get whatever the hell it is you're trying to get from me. Whatever it is you're after, you are not going to succeed. I'm not going to succeed at running either, because the sprint doesn't actually make you move any faster, and you run out of it almost immediately. Okay, so I feel like we're going in a bit of a loop at the moment. Do I travel faster than you? When I'm sprinting, I travel faster, but at no other times. Okay, I don't think we went over... Did we go this way before? Oh, no way! Leave me alone, you great big lumbering loon. Big lumbering loaf. Right, okay, let's try over here. Yeah, this seems promising. Yes, can't be far away now. I think it has to be around about 1,000 of these something per minute for us to have found it. Yep, here we are. Right, how many is that? Oh, that's the last one. Okay. What do I do now? Other than die to you. Time to get out of here. Yes, indeed. Right. Oh, goodness. Go away. Oh, gosh. Oh, good, good. I do have more bullets. What? Whoa, 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 whoa. Whoa. Kitty. Okay, that was a little bit unexpected. I wasn't planning on getting eaten by Jabba the Hutt today. But hey-ho, that's the joys of this hobby. You never quite know what's going to happen. Right, okay, let me walk straight past the first sample, which is somewhere, but I'm not quite sure where. I thought it was over here before, but seemingly not. Okay, right, never mind. Let me find the rest of these, wherever they've gone, and yeah, then we'll see about actually getting out of here, hopefully in one piece and with the same number of limbs that we started with. No less, thanks to that marauding monster, and no more, thanks to all the radiation. I appreciate that this game was made in a really small period of time, but if this game were ever to be expanded upon or anything, I think it would be really nice if he got a slightly more detailed character model. I'm also slightly confused why he seems quite so human. Because he's got very human limbs and a very human head, but then a very wormy body. But, no, my primary reason for piping up, actually, was just, I'm a little confused at how this Geiger counter works. Because it seems to detect these things very effectively, but then as soon as I put one in my... As soon as I put it in my bag, in my pack, it stops detecting it, which allows me to detect the next one, but doesn't make any sense. Because it's not like it's being beamed away to another dimension, where it's far enough away from the Geiger counter that it's no longer detecting it. But we're not here to have a discussion about the realistic nature of the... or otherwise of this Geiger counter. We are simply here to collect these, circumnavigate that monster, and make my way back to my little car. Right, come on. Let's not have a reprise of what happened last time. Thank you. Okay, right, now where the hell did I leave my car? I can't use my Geiger counter to figure that out. I like the, I don't know if you can... I don't know if you can see a slight, it's like there's sort of like lines going around the screen. You can probably see it at the top of the screen an awful lot better than you can see it at the bottom. And they've got like a slightly sort of colour scale to them, which I don't know why, but that that makes me think of radiation. It sort of fits the environment, even though radiation doesn't have a colour, so that statement makes literally 0 sense. But never mind. Wow, that was fun. I enjoyed that. I really rather enjoyed that. That was yeah, that was fun. It was really simple, but really fun. Yeah, if the enemy had had like a slightly more detailed design or a slightly more, well, not colourful design, but if there'd been a little bit more to him, more than just being a great big grey poo monster, that would have been nice. But yeah, that was actually really nice. I really rather enjoyed that. It didn't bog itself down with the story, which I feel like if you're going to have a really short game, it's really important that you have a premise that the player can understand, but not a story that will bog it down. And the sort of the skyline in the background of the city, and the symbol on the roof and the Ferris wheel, I think they all came together really nicely to build up the atmosphere in a very nice way. I don't quite know what I'm going to do with this now, because I was like praying that this game would last 20 minutes, so that these two games could be some sort of shotgun. But I guess they're going to come out as some sort of mini shotgun now. But hey ho. That's just the way things go. As I was saying before, you never quite know what's going to happen with this. Never mind. Thank you very much for joining me this evening, ladies and gentlemen, for this mini shotgun of nuclear accident games, I suppose. Yes, thank you very much for joining me this evening, ladies and gentlemen. Look after each other, and good night.